Behind door number 10, we will look into lookup values. In this dashboard, I got a cross tab with my top 10 products. Also, we got revenue, and I calculate a growth, a yearly growth, for instance, from 2019 to 2020 here. The same cross tab has been used for this bar chart. However, on the bar chart, we're just seeing the revenue bars, and I did that by hiding my calculations. So if you look into properties and visibility, you can see that my growth calculation is still there, still contains information. And that information, I would like to use that in my mouse over. The default mouse over label, as you see it here, is just the value of my revenue. So let's go here and change that. In properties, mouse over, we'll go into advanced options, and I'll just delete this measure value thing. And once I did that, it still got a reference there which I could flush if I don't use it. So let's build our own advanced label. Maybe we'd like to add some row member information, and row member is just the name of the product that we're pointing to. Maybe that would be okay to put there. And some additional information. For instance, if we want to keep it simple at first, we can add just the value of my revenue and also the value of my growth, like this. And maybe we like some fixed text to go in here as well. Revenue and growth, like this. All right. So when I click OK here, it gives well, some okay information here. Whatever year we're pointing to, we'll see the revenue and the growth from previous year. But instead, I would like this label at all times to display all the information I got from a cross tab. So I would like it to display revenue and growth for each of my years, no matter where I'm pointing. So we need to change this. First, I'm going to get rid of this simple label and also flush it because I'm not using it anymore. And then I'm going to build it slightly more advanced. I'm going to use these lookup things here. Lookup for revenue and lookup for growth. So let's do a lookup for revenue at first. Now it says numeric value here. I want to change that to a member and time year member, because this one should just be displaying a year number. And then I'm going to add maybe some fixed text here. We are going to need the revenue value as well. So I'll do that as a second lookup on my revenue, and I'll keep that as a numeric value. This will produce the label. I should see it here, just giving you product name, year name, and the revenue value. Okay, let's add another row here. We're going to add more lookup values, another lookup for revenue, and some additional fixed text to go in here. Revenue, and another lookup on revenue number 4 lookup value. And we're also going now to have a lookup on our growth. So first some fixed text and then a growth lookup, this one here. Now this revenue 3, this one over here, is actually supposed to display not a value, but again just the year number. So a year and time year member. And this last row I just did there, I'm going to repeat that for my 2021 and 2022 columns. At least I'm going to put in lookup values so I can point to the correct columns at a later point. So a revenue 5 lookup and a revenue 6 lookup, and also another growth lookup here. And that revenue 5, again, that should be displaying just my year label. And then another row here. We're going to have the last one here, revenue 7, and also a revenue 8 lookup. That would go there. And then the very last, the growth lookup, growth number 3. Goes there. So, and revenue 7, like all the other ones, are supposed to be looking up my year names. So we go there. Okay, so now I have all these lookup values, but as you can see here, they are currently just sharing the same thing, and because they're dynamic in the sense that they're sharing the values, names, etc. from the column that I'm pointing to. Now I want to make sure that all of these lookup values point to each of their separate year columns. So revenue 1 and 2 should be pointing to something from my 2019 column. So instead of using dynamic column reference here, I make sure that they both point to my 2019 column, the first column. And then revenue 3 and 4 and growth 1 should be pointing to my 2020 column, like this. And also for growth. And so on. Revenue 5, 6 and growth 2 should be pointing to my 2021 column. So I'll just do that. Like that. And the last revenue 7 and 8 and growth 3 should be pointing to my 2022 column. So having done that, I can click OK here, and we can have a look at things in consumer mode. And when I point to one of my bars here, we can see that no matter which bar I'm pointing to, currently Levi's 502 white and another product here, but each of these bars are showing all the data for all my years, including revenue and growth. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you back tomorrow to see what's behind door number 11.